What's going on, YouTube? It has been a minute, but welcome back to all my returning clients. Much love and appreciation as always. If you're new here though, my name is Hayes, veterinarian, sneakerhead, hence the name TheShoeVet. Back in here once again with my buddy here, Sneakers. Now, if you guys are a fan of chunky shoes, bold shoes, Balenciaga, any of those combinations, this is definitely the right video for you because today we are going over Balenciaga's newest offering from their footwear, the Balenciaga X-pander. Now, these shoes did cost quite a bit, $12.50, so I definitely bit that bullet. Probably won't be copying too much in anything for at least the next couple of weeks or so, but hey, you know, for taking that bullet, make sure you guys get me into that YouTube circulation, hit that like button, and let's get ahead and get into today's review. Now, of course, we're going to go over presentation. I love a good presentation, especially with luxury footwear, because that's part of the experience, to be honest with you. I got mine in store, so of course I got a bag. It's just a great Balenciaga bag. Whoop-de-doo. Now, the box, it is a gray flip open cardboard box. Rest in peace to the white boxes from, what are you doing? Rest in peace to the white boxes from about 2 years ago. Love those boxes, definitely felt a lot more luxurious, but hey, maybe they're trying to save money or something, I don't know. Gray cardboard box, Balenciaga logo on the front, sizing label on the side. I got mine at EU41, aka a US 8, but per standard protocol, we'll be going over sizing later on in the video. Now, when we flip open the box, we have a couple different things in here. You know, first, this is their dust bag, if you will. It's really just like a string backpack. Honestly, all black. You got the Balenciaga logo somewhere on here. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I got the Balenciaga logo on there. You can use it as a backpack, you know, just for whatever random things you want to put in there and kind of flex a little bit with that logo. But yeah, this is their version of the dust bag that is not in there. What else is in here? So you have another pair of spare laces. Now, what I like about these laces is typically, at least from the Track V1 and V2s that I had, like they'll have spare laces in there, or even the triple S's too when I had mine. They have spare laces, but the spare laces are pretty much just a repeat of the stock laces that come on the shoe. What I like about these is that they're actually contrast. So the laces that come in on the shoe are, you know, the white creamy, you know, color basically of the shoe, but then these, like I said, are complete contrast. So I mean, I appreciate that. Obviously I haven't opened these yet. I kind of actually like the cream laces on there, but I may kind of play around with these a little bit. Anything else? I mean, it's just, you know, my receipt and just the carrying instructions on here, basically saying that, hey, you know, these are distressed shoes. No two shoes are alike. You know, definitely be careful wearing them and cleaning them, things like that. But of course, I know that you really came here for this. So these are the Balenciaga X-panders in all its glory. Yes, all its expensive glory. Again, you know, these dropped, you know, about a week or two ago. $12.50 for retail, ouch. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this shoe. So color-wise, it's primarily, you know, of a white kind of creamy color. You can kind of technically say there's some brown in there due to all the distressing that you can really see in the mesh parts, you know, all throughout the shoe. As far as materials, Balenciaga prides itself on this shoe being leather-free. Pretty much a lot of nylon, you know, polyurethane and rubber, you know, things like that, some cotton. Breaking down this shoe, we're going to start at the tongue as always. So the tongue is primarily made out of mesh. Got the Balenciaga logo on an overlay on top of it. You have the cotton white laces kind of crisscrossing through. You know, a little bit of, you know, distressing and the laces too as well. Moving rausterly down towards the nose, the toe box of the shoe, you do have this toe box right here in mesh. You can definitely, if there's any part on this shoe, you can definitely appreciate the distressing on this toe box right here. Just before that toe box, you do have a, as they call it, sporty Balenciaga logo. I mean, there you go. I mean, I see where they're going. I see where they're going for. You can tell it's a B, but yeah, it's just funny how they word sporty. Okay, you know, around the mud guard, you do have like this kind of nylon material mud guard, and then the most rostral point of the shoe, again, another sporty Balenciaga logo. All right, now let's go ahead and move caudally back to the medial and lateral aspect of the upper of the shoe. So honestly, this right here made me think of a completely different shoe brand right here. This entire shoe kind of makes me think it's like a, you know, baby between two different brands. You know, the upper of the shoe right here makes you think of Asics. Definitely Asics vibes that I'm getting pretty heavily here. I mean, you guys kind of do the comparison yourself. You see the picture, you see the shoe right here. Yay, nay, maybe. The other brand on here, and we'll get into this later, the other brand I feel like is probably a cold wall. Shout out to Samuel Ross, definitely with this suspension, but we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. Come on back. So these panels right here, mesh panels with the kind of, PU overlays on top of it, again, giving us some really heavy Asics vibes. Around the ankle collar, you do have some reinforcement right here. You have a pull tab in the back. Again, this is all the stress too as well, the mesh and this pull tab. You have more of those overlays running on the back of the heel, and then you have the sizing number in the back, 41. Typically, Balenciaga, I know, likes to have their sizing numbers towards the forefront of the shoe, either on top of the toe box or on the most rostral part of it, but this one's on the back. I know they did the back one with the Tire X too as well. I can't think of any other Balenciaga shoe with it on the back, because I know the triple S's and the tracks, are all towards the front. Oh well. Anyways, yeah, it's on the back. Now this is where things get trippy, the midsole of the foot. So the midsole is primarily made out of rubber, primarily rubber. On the lateral aspect towards the heel, you have the X-pander logo right here. Medial aspect, just, the white little bubble. But the most polarizing, the most craziest, zaniest part of this shoe is obviously this suspension right here, the heel suspension. So this is kind of like walking on a mini heel in a way. It doesn't really feel bad, but just know that it's gonna be different from your typical shoe. Let's just call a spade a spade. It's gonna be very different. Walking in these, it's not really that bad. This isn't really gonna do it justice, but there is some compression with this suspension. Now it's not really springy. You're not gonna like blast off. When you put your heel down or anything like that and walk off. Don't get me wrong, like that's not gonna happen, but there is a little bit of compression that you can appreciate if you are walking in these, and even more so if you're like really trying to press down and see it. You can see the compression. As far as the outsole goes, the outsole, again, distress. I've only worn these around the house, so you guys can kind of tell that distressing. Funny story, when I bought these shoes, the salesman was just like, all right, yeah, just know that our return policy is only just exchanges, and you can only do so if you've never worn the shoe. And I'm kind of sitting here like, how you really gonna know? No, but you can probably tell with enough wear. But anyways, yeah, all rubber outsole right here, distressed. On the inside of the shoe, we do have a removable outsole, Balenciaga logo right there. Sizing on the bottom, 41 WM, women's, men. Okay. One more thing that's peculiar about the shoe, I can't really show it because it's inside the shoe itself, but kind of around like this little area, there is I think it's like a 40-degree arch, something like that. There's an arch inside the shoe, and what that does is when you're walking, you do kind of tip over a little bit. I never felt like I was gonna like fall over or anything, but you can kind of feel it. It's almost like you're definitely kind of almost gonna be walking on your toes whenever you roll forward. It's pretty peculiar. It's not really that bad, honestly. It's not uncomfortable, and speaking of comfort, that's a good segue to getting to the comfort of this shoe. I would probably give it like a solid 6 or 7. So it's actually pretty good for a luxury shoe, in my opinion. We know that luxury shoes typically aren't really made for comfort. It's more about, prestige, razzle dazzle, things like that, eye-catching things. That's primarily what luxury shoes are for. These really aren't that bad. I do feel like I can probably walk all day in these, and I will be testing these out and give you guys an update later. Now, the fun part about this video is the how do I style these shoes. So of course, these are still, let me bring these over here. These are still pretty big shoes. I know it's a little bit slender, looks like, but look at it. It's still a pretty chunky big shoe. So therefore, most of my, fits kind of, well, I try to at least complement that. So on this first outfit right here, we're going to start with one of my favorite brands, Amy Leon Dore, the rugby polo shirt, primarily in the green. You have different shades of green and the white, on the collar, and then there is a logo on the back too as well. It's a little bit on the big side for me, but that's definitely fine, especially for this fit right here. Moving on down to the pants, we have some really big, some really wide pants from Golf Le Fleur, or was it Golf Wang? One of those. It was some Tyler Creators thing, Tyler Creators brand, but yeah, really big corduroy pants. I love corduroy material. Definitely adds that texture to I just love corduroy, just the texture of it, honestly. And then of course, going on down to the shoe, as I mentioned, big chunky shoes. So basically you can kind of see what a, nice little chunky silhouette looks like on top of this shoe, which is the point. I do love the tan in the pants. That kind of, speaks to, kind of coordinates with the tannish or the stressing of this shoe. Now for outfit 2 right here, we make things a little bit more slimmer, just a little bit. So starting at the top, we do have, well, again, from my favorite brands, Aimé Leon Dore, nice little t-shirt, ribbed collar at the top. You got the pocket square on the left chest, Aimé Leon Dore in cursive, perfectly well done. But cut wise, it's a little bit on the boxy side, which is definitely what I was going for. Moving on down from that, we do have some wool cargo pants from Off-White. But what's peculiar about them, they're a little bit on the slim side, but they do flare out at the bottom, which is what I wanted. So I wanted that flare out on the bottom, kind of have a more like slender and then bellow out cut down to the shoe. I definitely think that, that flare part definitely enveloped enough of the shoe where it doesn't look like it's like out of place. But you can still see quite a bit of the shoe though. So it's not completely overtaking the entire shoe. The only thing that I wish about this shoe that would have made this look a lot better is just the distressing. I mean, I do enjoy some distressing on shoes, but I think on this outfit, it would have been a lot better if this was not distressed. Let me just make that straightforward. But hey, I think it all still works out. It's a nice summer fit. The wool pants are actually pretty thin. So I think it's still appropriate in those kind of medium hot days, if you will. And then yeah, you definitely, again, with this heel, it makes the whole outfit is pretty, I guess, elegant. Hey, the pants are pretty wavy. These shoes, yeah, it's a little bit of a heel. I know, I get it. But yeah, I think it still goes with it still quite well. But again, you guys let me know. Now, for the third and final outfit, this is the experimental one. My inspo for this is, we'll just say rich grandpa vibes. So we're going, I know, bear with me. So going on with the shirt. So the shirt is from Essentials, the bamboo cotton shirt. This is what this shirt is. Favorite t-shirts. Pants wise, those are some cropped trousers from Top Man, I believe. They have for a few, yeah, those are from Top Man. Gray belt, I kind of wish I had a different shade of gray, but whatever. Gray socks, and of course these shoes. And this is all wrapped together with a cardigan, gray cardigan, my favorite cardigan. Again, kind of some, rich, bougie grandpa vibes. Definitely something I aspire to be when I grow up. Dude, manners, cameras that way, audience that way. But yeah, I wanted to kind of show off, you got cropped pants, so there's a break between the pants and the shoe. Therefore, you see this shoe in all of its glory. I know some people are gonna, want to wear these with like the skinny jeans and stuff like that, and maybe in my Instagram, I'll show that. I'm not really a fan of like the skinny jeans and big chunky shoe thing, but hey, whatever floats your boat, that's all fine. I just don't think these shoes complement that cut very well. That's just my opinion. But yeah, man, anyways, I think it's just a pretty, solid, cool outfit. I think it would have been a lot better though, again, if these shoes weren't distressed. That is pretty much gonna be it for that outfit and all the others. Now, the big question is, are these shoes worth it? As I mentioned before, I do like these shoes, but is it worth the $12.50? No, it's just straightforward no. These shoes probably cost anywhere from like $100 to $200 max to make. Maybe there's some technology that went into making the suspension, but like other than that, I mean, you're primarily just paying for the prestige and the, the branding and like all that good stuff. So yeah, I think $12.50 is quite a bit. I would say probably see if you can, wait for a good steal, but just note that a steal, even on something like Grail, will probably end up being something between like the $600 to $800, somewhere in there. But but regardless though, like let's say if you were rich or whatever like that, or if it's not a problem for you to get, I like these shoes. I like it. I definitely like these a lot more than the Tyrexes. Probably even a little bit more than the Track 2s at least. Maybe even the Track 1s, I don't know. The Track 1s are great. But yeah, I really do like these shoes though. Definitely pleased to have these in my collection, but definitely won't be having too much else in my collection for the short-term future. But anyways though, that's going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to become a client. You do that by hitting the description button down below and hitting the notification bell so that you'll be notified of the next appointment. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. The handle is drhayes91. That will be in the description box down below. Again, per my last video, I'm gonna be opening everything up, fashion, health, my job, everything about me. Just kind of letting you guys know the guy behind the coat. But yeah, that's the end of today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.